In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a desk that your mom would be proud of, and if you're lucky, your dad too. But first, I got to give you some backstory. I started researching desks about 2 to 3 months ago, and I quickly realized that everything that met my requirements for a desk was very expensive. I wanted something big, I wanted cable management, and I wanted a desk that would lift to the sky and lower to the floor as needed because sometimes I like to sit and sometimes I like to stand. I got to move my back jelly around. And with those things in mind, I set off on the journey to build my own desk and not break the bank. First thing was first, I had to figure out how to get a nice, sturdy tabletop because I'm trying to support 4 monitors, a laptop, and a desktop computer. This is a mega desk, okay? I need a lot of real estate and I don't want to see anything on top of the desk that's going to distract me from work or play. After doing a bit of research, I found that you can buy butcher block countertop, which is intended for kitchens, I guess, or maybe you could use it for other projects like a desk build in my case. You can get them in many different sizes. I opted for a larger size because, like I said, I'm trying to build a mega desk, but you could get a much smaller size, or you could get a larger size, chop it in half, and make 2 desks if you wanted to. After I sourced my butcher block, I had to get some legs that would raise and lower, and Amazon had something that fit the bill. Amazon also had everything else that I needed in terms of cable management. I was able to get some J-tracks to put cables into. I was able to get a mount for my docking station for my laptop. I was able to get an under table mount for my laptop itself. And I was able to get an under table cage for my desktop computer. So everything should be able to fit nice and tidy up underneath my desk. But before we get into putting all of this together, my original setup was a dual desk setup and it was a little awkward. I had 2 mismatched desks, one raised and lowered, the other did not. One I found on Facebook Marketplace, one was an inheritance from my wife. I had to do something different. I wanted to make a desk that I could call my own that suited my personality and my work style. Let's take a look at what this desk looked like once I got it assembled. I attached the butcher block to the legs, I got all my wiring hooked up, and I ended up with just a rat's nest of wires dangling below my desk. And then on the top of the desk, everything was cluttered because I had to put my work laptop on the desk with the docking station and a bunch of wires. I also have my monitors on their original monitor stands, which is taking up way too much space. I had to put the monitors on arms that mounted to the desk to free up some real estate for my mouse, keyboard, and any other goodies that I wanted on top of the desk. The first thing I did was get my desktop computer mounted up under the desk, and then I switched over to getting the surge protector mounted in the middle of the desk towards the back because I knew I wanted to route everything from the left and right side to the middle, and everything was going to need power. With the surge protector mounted, I still had another problem to solve. I wanted to get my laptop, my docking station, and my power brick all underneath the desk as well. I found a few items on Amazon that helped me solve that problem, and with a little bit of thought and measurements, I was able to carefully route all of my cables through the J-tracks, get the docking station mounted up, get the power brick mounted up, and all tidied up under the desk. More specifically for cable management, I used a variety pack of cable ties and the J channels to route everything where I wanted it to be. The J channels are sturdy plastic with a self-adhesive backing and they stick well to the bottom of the desk. You can run about 8 or 9 power cables through them, and you can also route cables halfway through the J channel and make them come out the side, which is what I had to do with my laptop docking station to get everything connected back to the laptop and to the monitor and keep the wires nice and tidy under the desk. Don't mind that slew of wires down there. That's for another project I'm working on, the Kubernetes supercluster. I also use the J channels vertically on the desk legs to get the surge protector power cable up to the bottom of the desk, and I had to use it to accommodate my desktop PC because it is the size of a shoebox and my GPU is mounted vertically, which means I've got wires coming out the bottom of my tower. The desktop cage, laptop holder, and docking station holder are all mounted to the bottom of the desk with screws. The all-in cost for this desk was about $450 once you take into account all the cable management stuff that I had to buy. Now, you could do it for much cheaper than this if you get legs that don't raise and lower and you opt for a smaller butcher block. The legs that I got from Amazon came with very clear instructions on how to mount them to the desk. It was just a series of screws to get everything bolted down and secured. And the other thing you're going to want to take into account is that you're going to want to seal the top of your desk with either a polyurethane or some type of wood finishing wax. That way you can ensure it lasts a long time. And that is pretty much a wrap on this video. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Would you build a desk like this yourself? Are there any improvements you think I could make that would make the Mega Desk even better than it already is? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. If you're like me and you like to do stuff yourself, then this is a great way to have a highly customized, organized, clean desk that will serve you for work and play. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll see you on the next one.